Good evening. I'd like to reconvene tonight's Board of Education meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Servant here. Ms. Weinstein.
Here.
Mr. Potts. Here. Mr. Kelleher.
Here.
Mrs. Atkinson.
Here.
Mr. Merkin. Here. Mrs. Winkler.
Here.
Mrs. Mount.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for coming out tonight. We held our reorganization meeting on January 2nd. I would like to thank all those who attended and the Board of Education for choosing me to represent the board as the president once again. Congratulations again to Mike and George for winning the election and to Joel for joining us as the Lakehurst representative. Because of the snow days, our calendars have been updated. Please check the district website for updated information. There will be a presentation this Friday night at 6:30. It's the 56th annual gospel course to honor Martin Luther King. So hopefully you'll be able to attend that. It's a very heartwarming show. And in honor of Martin Luther King, I leave you with some of his words. The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education. Thank you. Ms. Pedroza?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday and you are looking forward to 2025. January is School Board Appreciation Month in New Jersey, and we want to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt thanks to all of our countless volunteers up here on our board. Your dedication in overseeing and advancing our students' education is greatly appreciated. A special congratulations to Mike Kelleher and George Servanac and Joel Merkin on their reappointment to our board. Thank you. Additionally, I would like you to mark your calendars for Friday evening. You don't want to miss the show. It's a wonderful, wonderful celebration at our high school, and it will start at 6:30. I don't feel like this is working. Can you hear me okay? Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is some exciting news for MTES. The NSA of Lakehurst has chosen to adopt MTES, and they'll be presenting a formal proclamation to mark the special partnership. This is going to be on February 6th at 10 a.m. So thank you, and we look forward to that celebration. The other thing I want to bring up is due to the snow day utilized on Monday, January 6th, as Mrs. Mount spoke about, we did have to make adjustments to our district calendar. As a result, the revised calendar is now part of our board agenda. It will also be on our district website. As a result, Monday, February 17th, which is President's Day, students and staff will now be coming to school. This adjustment ensures flexibility in the event of an additional emergency closing. I just want you to understand that probably one of the hardest decisions and the most challenging decisions I have to make as superintendent is school closings. Not an easy thing, certainly restful and restless nights, but I'm always going to err on the side of caution. They can't hear. Is that it? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
The thing that you have to the one thing you have to remember is that I'm always going to err on the side of caution. So please make sure you're looking at the new calendar. You are aware of the fact that there are some changes, and that calendar can change again because, as you can see, the weather has been extremely harsh. It's extremely cold, and I think they're expecting snow in the forecast again. So please make sure you are looking at the calendar. Please understand that adjustments are being made to maximize instruction, but also to try to give us a buffer in case we need more at the end of the school year. The other thing I want to talk about is on the actual board agenda, you'll see there's a retirement. Ms. Sherry Booner-Kemper has been in our district for 27 years. She's going to be retiring. All the best to Mrs. Booner-Kemper. She is a tremendous teacher, wonderful math teacher, and we wish her all the best. So I'm going to hand it back to you to go to our report of our military ambassador.
Mr. Taylor?
Hello. As you already mentioned, NSA Lakehurst is going to be adopting MTES, which is awesome. The ceremony is February 6th at 10. MTES and Whiting continue the Reading Buddies program. I went out there yesterday with some of my guys, and we had a great time. We were reading and doing activities in some of the classrooms, and it was just awesome. We're going to continue that on a monthly basis at the two schools at a minimum, and then if the other schools are interested, just contact Miss Angelica De Jesus, and if you don't have anything else, that's all I've got. And thanks for the continued support.
Thank you.
Military. Appreciate it.
Thank you for doing that. It's great to have military presence and involvement with our students. Jamie, would you like to give your student government report, please?
So good evening, everyone. My name is Jamie Popek, and I am the senior class president at Manchester Township High School. I am here today to provide you, the board, with important information regarding the important events that have been happening at MTHS since the last meeting. We had our winter pep rally, where we played Saving Santa and basketball. It was a resounding success for the students and the faculty. In December, we had our winter spirit week, where the themes were flannel over sweater, candy cane, snow day, class colors, and holiday con. The seniors had their Chipotle fundraiser, another wonderful success, and are looking to organize another fundraiser. Our freshman class held a pretzel and a Cheerables fundraiser. And our leadership class also held our Deck the Halls event, which was the first year that we did this, where each class decorated a specific hallway with different themes, like the Polar Express, gingerbread, candy canes, accumulating in a final event where we lit up the Hawk's Nest. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to represent the MTHS student government at the board meeting this evening. I am truly honored to be here with all of you and to have the opportunity to fill you in on everything our SGA has been working so hard on. Thank you again and have a great night.
At this time, we're going to have Ms. Pedroza do our student presentations and awards.
It's not working again? That better? Good evening, everyone, and this is one of our best times of the night, so we're going to begin recognizing our wonderful students and athletes throughout the district. We'll begin with MTES. Is Mohammed here this evening? Come on down. Meet 5th grader Mohammed Yildiz. Mohammed helps out in the media center every day by cleaning up and straightening up the books. He also helps out by getting his classroom ready for his classmates and volunteering to help his teachers in class. MTSE is proud of the work that Mohammed is doing in school, and so are we. Congratulations, Mohammed. We'll continue with Ridgeway. Is Darrell here? Hi, congratulations and welcome. At Ridgeway, we are delighted to celebrate the incredible growth and achievements of one of our shining students, Darrell. Darrell has demonstrated exceptional academic progress, and the staff at Ridgeway couldn't be more proud of him. He is a highly motivated student, always eager to dive into hands-on projects. In his free time, he's creating amazing new projects like parking garages, showcasing his ingenuity and creativity. Keep soaring, Darrell. You're getting us just started. Congratulations, keep shining. We'll continue with Whiting School. And we have Marley, Caitlin, and Claire. Are they all here this evening? I think I saw 2 of them in the back. Let's give them a nice round of applause. Congratulations. These lovely young ladies are members of the Junior Impact Team, proudly collecting ingredients and supplies for lasagna. And it's called Lasagna Love, an organization that feeds families that are in need. Students coordinated collections of pans, pasta, and sauce. The collections were then given to local chefs that will happily prepare and deliver the meals. Non-perishable items were collected for this important work. Thank you to these students for taking the lead on this project and for helping those in need. Thank you so much. Here we go, Abby. Congrats, Abby. Come on up. Our next smiling face is Abby, and she represents Regional Day School. Abby comes to school each day smiling, sharing her positivity, her humor, her kindness, and enthusiasm with others.
Take your picture.
Abby continues to follow directions, stays on task, and works hard to complete her daily activities. We are very, very proud of Abby. Abby's big smiles, big smiles.
I'm smiling, I'm always smiling.
She made pizza last night with us. This girl's always smiling. We're talking about pizza, lasagna. This is a great night here at the board meeting. Congratulations, Abby.
Good job.
Our next student is from the middle school, and I believe I saw Marina here. Come on up. Mariana is an 8th grade student who participates in both the Student Council and the Impact Club. She's always willing to step up and take charge to help her teachers, her classmates, and even our MTMS parents. She's fluent in several languages and has been overly generous and ready to help translate. Her eagerness to learn and her optimistic outlook inspire others. Congratulations. Our next two student athletes are Mitchell and Dallas. We are extremely proud to have Mitchell and Dallas represent the middle school as our student athletes for the month of January. Mitchell and Dallas are both a great representation of what it means to be a student athlete. They are both 8th grade leaders of our soccer, wrestling, and soccer basketball teams, respectively, and serve as an excellent example to our younger student athletes. Congratulations, guys, to both of you. I'm going to ask Mrs. McKiernan to come up to speak about these next two. And these two students represent our high school. We'll also have Mr. Adams come up.
I'm going to ask Jamila Elsamak and Mateo Solis to join up here and take a moment. These two students are 2 of 21 in our Structured Learning Experience course that culminates in an internship outside of school. As a couple of the last ones that did not have internships yet, these two young adults joined me and my partner teacher, Mary Ann Adams, at a Greater Toms River Chamber of Commerce meet and greet meeting where they thought they were going to talk to small groups of 10 people at a time and wound up raising their hand as first-time participants and getting asked to stand up and introduce themselves to a room of 80 people, which we hadn't prepared them for. I came in beaming. I said, Mr. Adams, these two students shone bright. They represented us well. They spoke in front of a group of 80 people with no preparation, and I was so proud of them. He said they deserve to be honored here tonight, and that's how we're here. Mateo is going to act as an interpreter for the Fulfill People's Pantry in Toms River. He's going to do an awesome job. But here's this shameless plug for Jamila, who's interested in interior design, and for some reason is proving to be the most difficult placement. So if any of you out there have an interior design business or know someone, I'm networking in front of you, in front of a big public place, interior designer. We need it. Thank you.
It's okay, Mrs. McKiernan. We spoke about it. And certainly it's such a wonderful program. And What they do with these students is simply remarkable, but we do want to get her a placement. So if you happen to know anybody, if you could please let the high school know, we would greatly appreciate it. And congratulations once again to both of them. Our next two students is Jesse and Tyler, and they are student athletes from the high school. Come on up. So both Jesse and Tyler have been critical to the early success of their teams this season. Though only a freshman, Jesse is adjusting quickly to the pace and intensity of the varsity level. Thus far, she's had multiple 20-point games with an 11-point average while leading the Lady Hawks in assists. Congratulations, Jesse, that's awesome. Tyler has been a critical leader of our team for 4 years now. He currently leads the division in an average with 217, a high game of 267, a high series of 755, is one of the top 20 bowlers in New Jersey, yes, in New Jersey, and has our boys in control of the B South Division. He's been a tremendous asset to our first-year coach, Mike Sullivan. Thank you guys, great work ethic, great job, Hawks, congrats. It's just such an honor to celebrate our students. They do such a tremendous job here. And really our motto is excellence by example, but what we repeatedly do, excellence then is not an act but a habit. And so I thank you for being here this evening. I thank you for the partnership, and I thank you for supporting us. Thank you.
Congratulations to all those students honored tonight. At this time, we'd like to invite Mr. Robert Provost to do our audit presentation.
Good evening, everybody. First, just want to say congratulations to all the students. I think that's great. Certainly, more back to follow. I don't know if this is on.
I shut it off. I'm sorry.
Just switch. That light switch.
Sorry about that. Again, congratulations to all the students. I think that was fantastic. Certainly a hard act to follow. Not sure I can keep the same level of excitement following that with the order presentation, but I'm going to try my best. Thank you, board, for having us again tonight. Again, I'm Ron Provost, partner in engagement, along with Ms. Carmela. She's the lead supervisor in engagement. Just a quick remark on the timing. The deadline is actually moved to today. So January 15th, the New Jersey Department of Education did a pilot program last year where they said we're going to try January 15th as a new deadline last year and this year, kind of see how it works. And Manchester Board of Education, we filed on December 20th, so way ahead of the curve. During that time, when we checked, I think there's only 35% of the Board of Education adverts filed, so chances are that's probably going to be the new norm going forward. I'd have to say it's January 15th. I haven't heard anything different as of yet, but I'm sure we'll hear during the year. So just moving quickly to the AMR. Civil Auditor's Management Report, where we found any kind of findings or corrective action. We're pleased once again to say the district had no findings that require corrective action. And I think that's a great testament to Craig and his entire team. You guys actually got the Certificate of Excellence again. Craig, remind me how many years in a row that was? 100? I don't know, it was a lot.
I think this was the 29th.
29, so that's... So again, that's really a testament to financial reporting and, that the state looks at. And, it again, really exemplifies excellence. And, as auditors, we test internal controls, we test compliance, and we certainly don't test the same things year after year. We're always rotating grants, looking at different kind of things. So, the district really does an excellent job in all facets. So, Greg, you should really be proud of that and your team. So moving on to the financial statement, I was going to just keep it kind of brief, with just some highlights, but certainly, we'll answer any questions that you have. So just to touch on, guess, operating fund. So if you look at food service, and I realize you guys all don't have this in front of you, but that position increased roughly $160,000. And most of that was you guys had a supply chain assistance grant that was $147,000. And Craig, I think that was the last year of that, right? June 30, 2024?
It's the last year.
So they had 4 rounds of it. So, next year, you take that away, you're probably closer to the break-even point, which, typically that's kind of where food service is. So. And then regional day school went up quite a bit by approximately $800,000 in that position. That was just driven on a really, really great year with an increase in tuition revenue that's driven on really, an increase in students attending the program. In addition to that, it had an increase in aides that warranted an extra, revenue. So, that fund is really operating well. So you guys should be proud of those enterprise funds. Lastly, the general fund, when you look at the budgetary fund balance, it actually decreased quite a bit by 1.6 million, which is really common nowadays because, you look at transportation costs are just through the roof. They went up, not here necessarily, although it is here, but I mean, just statewide. The transportation is, over here, I believe it went up $506,000 just from last year, and that was at June 30th. So you forecast this year, I think it's even, even exponentially greater. Health benefits, that's no different either. That increased $750,000 approximately from last year. Those are 2 fixed costs that are hard to control, and you compound that with contractual salary increases, the general increase, supplies and materials that I think everybody feels. But right now, you still have a healthy fund balance of $5,122,303. But, I think you're going to need all that kind of moving forward. But as of right now, I think you guys are in a really, really healthy position. So, something to be proud of. That's all I really had. I was just trying to keep it brief and give you some highlights, but certainly we'll entertain, and answer any questions that you guys have.
I'll just say too, I got to thank Rob and Carmela and the rest of their team as well, because this is an intensive process. They're out with us every day for 3.5 weeks. We all have jobs to do as well while they're here, and they are very cognizant of that and work very well with our staff. They're very understanding that we are here working, and this is an intensive process. We try to do as much of this as possible before they get out here and get them as much as we can before they're physically in our buildings. But again, nobody likes an audit. I mean, if you do, I don't know. I'm not even sure. But these guys make the process very easy for us. And like I said, we've been working with the firm since I've been here, and I believe they were here prior to me coming here. So they are very familiar with our district. They're very familiar with our staff. And again, I want to thank you guys. And also, like Rob said, this is not something for me. This takes a group effort throughout the district. All of our administrators, our staff in our buildings, central office staff. This is an accomplishment for the whole district. So thank you guys, and thankfully we won't see you for about 8 months.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Thanks.
Just a quick comment too. I mean, the reason we did file this on December 20th, 2024 is because our relationship with Craig and everyone, and you guys are so proficient at getting us what we need and answering questions, and it is usually a 4 to 6 week process. It's not a quick thing. And, that's, I think, why a lot of school districts, only 30% will file by December 20th. But, so that's a testament to Craig and his team. He got us everything timely, and he got no findings. So I think we really look at a lot of volume of transactions. So to not have any findings, and I think that's something really to be proud of. So thank you.
Carmela for working with us, and thank you, Craig, for bringing us to our 29th year of success.
Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Raymundo to the microphone.
So thank you for letting us be here. I'm going to keep the trend of the previous presenter, try to keep it short. As you guys know, we are required to present our results on testing within 60 days. It feels like I'm going to be up here all the time because we do a lot of testing because we have fall testing and spring testing. So what is shared with you, and will also be posted on the website, are from the fall NJGPA results. Those were only 12th graders who had not passed the year before. It is a very small sample size compared to our other testing, which is why this presentation is much shorter than the other one. But we will be back within a month or so because we have the fall NJSLA results that we'll have to present within 60 days of when those were put out. So that for the public as well, these will be on the website. There's also a video. I do my best with the video. I hope you enjoy the audio on it. But, you know, that's what that is. And I think the main summary of that presentation is we're trying to get kids to be able to graduate, and we're trying to provide as many different opportunities as possible. The first choice is always let's get them through the NJGPA, but we do know some kids struggle on a test like that. So what other opportunities are we giving for pathways 2 and 3 for our students to be successful? And that's part of why Mr. Adams and his team have such a good graduation rate at the high school, which always shows up on our performance reports because they're very good at providing a lot of opportunities. So if you guys have any questions, I know you've seen the presentation, feel free to ask them, but I don't want to eat up your whole meeting going over the data that's already provided to you as well. So does anybody have any questions that you wanted to ask? Okay, well, thank you
Thank
again.
you, Mrs. Ramondo. And there were some questions that we had obtained over the weekend, and you had given some responses, and I shared them with the board. Some of them were related to portfolio, PL, and attendance, and it is a very comprehensive presentation, and the video is actually excellent. But if there are any questions from anybody in the public or anybody viewing it later, certainly they can email us, and we'd be happy to respond as well. But thank you to both you and your team for a wonderful presentation that really does give us a lot of information and things to look at for moving forward.
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to invite Mr. Adams to the microphone to discuss some new courses that will be offered at Manchester High School next year.
Good evening. I also have Mr. Saratelli and Mrs. Swain going to come up and be part of the presentation. Okay, new courses and a little bit of information that we wanted to give the board. Oh, I have a quick course.
Oh, there it is. You go.
Right side of it. Mic on? Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. So new this year. This is the first time we did this articulation agreement with Stockton. Right now, we currently have an articulation agreement with OCC for dual enrollment classes. Dual enrollment classes mean that students can be in high school and get college credit. So we wanted to expand our offerings for our students. So we made an agreement with Stockton, and yet now we have some added courses. So our Intro to Multimedia is considered Intro to Digital Studies at Stockton. Our AP Computer Science Principles is considered a Computer Science Overview, and our Creative Writing is Intro to Creative Writing at Stockton. So I think it's a great opportunity for our kids to earn college credit.
Is that done digitally?
It's,
Online?
no, it's right. And so what happens is kids in high school, if they're taking Intro to Multimedia at Manchester, they can earn college credit while taking classes at Manchester.
What is the price difference between a child taking a class through OCC versus Stockton?
That's probably about $20. But the interesting thing is you can see that kids who are free and reduced lunch can get a tuition waiver. So that's also an asset.
Is that just for Stockton or is that for OCC too?
That's just for Stockton. So two other things that I wanted the board to know that we're trying to do. I'll do Stockton first. There's also some pending courses that we're trying to see if they would approve. And that's our video 3, 4, French 3, and forensic science. So we're trying to get those classes approved as dual enrollment again. Again, it's just advantageous to our students. This year, right now, we have an email out to OCC, and what we're trying to establish is an associate degree pathway. So a student coming in high school in 9th grade, they would follow a pathway whereby when they're seniors, they can leave with an associate's degree. So I think that if we can get this done, that would be fantastic for our students. We're still in the planning stages. We put a projection for that pathway to OCC, and so we're going back and forth now, so we will let the board know if we can complete it. But that's our plan, and I think that would be fantastic.
How many students are roughly in these two programs?
So right now, kids taking dual enrollment courses, so it's over 100 students are taking dual enrollment courses. For our OCC pathway, it would depend, probably for some high-level students who are highly motivated, because they would have to follow kind of a strict path to get all these dual enrollment courses, but it'd be definitely doable. Even if they get one semester finished, you know, or one year finished, it can save a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And so, so our new courses, the first thing we know, we're talking about budget. We hear a lot about budget from Mr. Levinson lately. So when we looked at adding new courses, obviously we wanted to see what kind of budgetary constraints it would have on our school. And so as we're looking to add AP African American Studies and AP Seminar, we would not need any extra staff, that's first. And then we would look to purchase AP Seminar textbook, but at a very good cost. And Dr. Saracino is a good person to negotiate. She gets the prices pretty low for us, so thank you, Dr. Saracino. And AP African American Studies, we are looking at textbooks, but we're also looking at some free materials. So right now there are some free materials that we can use for that cost that would not cost the board any money.
Will these be college credited classes or will they have to take the AP test to get the?
They will be just like a regular AP course, so they would have to, they can either do 2 ways, they can take the test, or your college credit, so they'll have the choice to do it. Okay.
Hi, good evening. So one of our new AP courses that we're looking to add for next year is AP African American Studies. So this is a unique course in that it pulls from 2 disciplines. It's going to pull from our social studies standard as well as our English and language arts standards. It's going to allow students to examine the diversity of the African American experience through direct encounters with various sources. So students are going to have access to multiple literary resources as well as historical artifacts. Students will explore key topics that extend from early African kingdoms to ongoing challenges and achievements of the contemporary movement with an in-depth look at Black communities in the United States within the broader context of Africa. So some of the goals from the AP College Board is that students will apply lenses from multiple disciplines to evaluate key concepts, historical developments, and processes that have shaped Black experiences and debates within the field of African American studies. Okay. So just a little bit about this course. It's going to add to the rigor of our program of studies. It's going to provide diversity and academic content for our students. It's reflective of our student population, and it's going to prepare our students for multiple career and college pathways and interests when they leave high school.
Ms. Sweet, there's a question.
Oh, yes.
Which certification does the teacher need, history or English?
So our plan is to have 2 teachers teach it, one pulling from our social studies department and one pulling from our English department.
So the College
Great
Board of the
question.
State allows certification in either field?
Yes.
Yes.
I think this is great. Did the kids bring this to you as a desired class?
So we actually pulled a survey. So I have numbers for students that are a yes or a maybe. There are some students who need more information about all of our courses. We gave a survey to our 8th graders, and right now we have about 41% of our 8th graders who are a yes or a maybe for this course. And at the high school level, we have about 40% of students who are a yes or a maybe.
Will there be
taking this course.
prerequisites to take this, or can you take it as a freshman?
You can, no prerequisites right now for African American Studies, no. So it would be available to students to take yes anytime.
Thank you.
All right, our next course is
Good evening. This course is AP Seminar. I'd like to think about the why this course. This is a great way for students to prepare for college. It is an opportunity for students to continue to foster interdisciplinary learning. So they would learn many ways in which, many different areas, like they could evaluate artistic works or performances. They would be able to listen or view speeches, broadcasts, evaluate personal accounts, constantly be reading and analyzing articles, research studies. This is a great way for students to continue to look or prepare themselves for the college level by just an entry-level course. This would have been a perfect course for me in high school. But also the goals are to really synthesize information from multiple sources, develop perspectives in creating essays, continue to deliver oral or visual presentations in the classroom, and then to analyze and evaluate information. So those are our goals for the class.
What year?
Again, any at sophomore level would be
I'm
big
sorry.
start at sophomore, yeah.
That's great.
Now, what certification for the teacher?
English.
English.
English? Yeah.
Yes.
Will the kids get to choose the topics that they're researching, or will it be something that's assigned to them?
Yeah, they'll be able to choose the topics. And, it'll be teacher-driven, obviously, but they'll be able to choose the topics they want to write on.
Thank you.
And this is not a new course. This is a course that is already in our program of studies, but we are doing a little change here. We're making it a 2.5 credit course. We're bringing it back to the students. And this is digital photography, and obviously is to pursue creative interests. We have a lot of students that have individual artistic voices that we want them to be able to create and expand on. So we think this is a perfect elective for students to take.
Can I take it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. If you have any questions.
Thank you for your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. Lorenzen, do you have a report for us?
Yeah, just one item. So at this point, budgets have been submitted by all of our schools and departments. I've already done my first initial review. We will be setting up meetings probably the end of January, early February, with each individual's principal and department head to review their budgets more closely. I have nothing really new to update you guys on as far as possible aid, things like that. We haven't really got any new information yet, but we're building this budget as if everything stays flat, and then we'll have a plan, just in case it does decrease. Obviously, obviously increases are great. That's what you want. Then you can add stuff back. But so we'll kind of operate off two different budgets and go from there. But otherwise, that's all I have for now.
Thank you. Are there any residents that would like to come to the microphone to speak about agenda items only? Is there any board member reports?
I have one.
Okay.
Yesterday, we had a marvelous group of young students. I believe they were part of the leadership. I'm assuming because Mrs. Staples was one of the sponsors. They came to Leisure Village West to help our residents download an application and figure out how to log in. This application allows us to send a QR code to any of our guests to get them into the gates. And it is complicated for the senior residents to understand what they're doing and how to do it. And the kids were just phenomenal. In exchange for their help, our residents donated over 100 boxes of cereal. Thank you.
Are there any other board member reports? Is there any old business or correspondence?
No business, no correspondence.
Okay, we're going to move to the agenda, section 1A, new business numbers 1 through 4. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant. Yes. Ms. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Paz.
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher.
Yes, to all of them, I'm going to abstain on 2.
Statement number 2. Mrs. Atkinson.
Yes.
Mr. Merkin. Mrs. Wingberg.
Yes.
And Mrs.
Yes. Letters B through G. Can I get a motion? Sorry.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant.
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Paz.
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher.
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson.
Yes.
Mr. Merkin. Mrs. Wingler.
Yes.
And Mrs. Mount.
Yes. Section 2. A, 1 through 5. Can I get a motion? Discussion? I just want to thank you, high school team, again for your presentation and for creating more opportunities for our students. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant. Ms. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Paz.
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher.
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson.
Yes.
Mr. Merkin. Mrs. Wingler.
Yes.
And Mrs. Mount.
Yes. B, personnel, numbers 1 to 30. Can I get a motion? Discussion? I'd like to thank Ms. Budekemper for your dedication to our district, and I hope you enjoy retirement. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant.
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Paz.
Yes to everyone but 28 and 29, I'll abstain from those 2.
Mr. Kelleher.
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson.
Yes.
Mr. Merkin. Mrs. Wingler.
Yes.
And Mrs. Mount.
Yes. Letter C, number 1, student personnel. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant.
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Paz.
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher.
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson.
Yes.
Mr. Merkin. Mrs. Wingler.
Yes.
Mrs. Mount.
Yes. Section 3, finance, numbers 1 through 5. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Mrs. Servant.
Yes.
Ms. Weinstein.
Yes.
Mr. Paz.
Yes.
Mr. Kelleher.
Yes.
Mrs. Atkinson.
Yes.
Mr. Merkin. Mrs. Wingler. And Ms. Mount.
Yes. At this time, we would like to invite anybody from the public to come to the microphone for public comment. I would like to make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Happy New Year. Have a great night.